Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank is the brand new Paramount and Nickelodeon animated film hitting theaters this coming week. The film stars Michael Cera, Samuel L. Jackson, Ricky Gervais, George Takei, Gabriel Iglesias, Jaimin Hanso, Michelle Yeoh, and Mel Brooks, and tells a story about a dog, a lovable dog named Hank, who wants to be a samurai. And there's a place in a town where their samurai just abandoned them. It's a city, a town full of cats. So Hank wants to be the new samurai of the town. So he enlists his help, his mentor, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, and trying to wipe the town away to please the shogun is Igachu, played by Ricky Gervais. The film's an hour and 37 minutes and is PG. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here at Max Health. We're talking Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do these types of movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show every single Monday. So please subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. I also please like the video, guys. Really helps out when so more people can check out these types of reviews, and comment down below. First of all, if you're gonna check this one out, tell me why you're interested in checking this one out. You're gonna wait for this to go on to streaming, more likely, I guess, Paramount Plus. Let me know in the comment section if you've seen the film. Tell me it's one of your favorite, least favorite, even just animated films of the year. Did it live up to expectations, go beyond, be a surprise, or did it disappoint you? Let me know, non-spoilers, in the comment section down below, and let's get into it. So I was just not too excited for this movie. Really, it was the voice cast. A lot of the trailers felt very childish, and there's definitely a lot of childish elements to this movie, which I'll get into. This is really a perfect way to put this movie is, again, Blazing Saddles, which is obviously the great Mel Brooks movie, for kids, a PG animated version of that movie. And it's even so that they even credit Richard Pryor, Mel Brooks, and the whole writing team of Blazing Saddles as screenplay writers of this movie. Mel Brooks, Richard Pryor, they're all they are credited as writers. So you can tell they took a lot of inspiration. Mel Brooks is in the movie as the Shogun, who's kind of like the person everyone's trying to, looking up to for leadership. And this is where Ricky Gervais comes in to try to get rid of that. So go my positives, my negatives, and my scores. So my positives, that I will say this: I had pretty low expectations, and this movie didn't surprise me, but I think I liked this movie a lot more than I was thinking of going into it. I'm not saying this is a good movie by any margin, but I found myself really having a fun time, especially the last 30 minutes of the movie. This is a very easy to watch 95 minutes, 85 minutes as the movie jokes about in theater, 85 minutes without credits, as the movie itself is very meta. It's a quick watch. The movie absolutely flies by, sometimes for its own good and in a bad way, but this movie is just a very easy to watch. I think this is a good movie for, again, it's very much made for kids. There's a lot of bodily jokes, if you know what I'm talking about. There's a whole toilet gag that happens throughout the entire movie. So there's definitely a lot more for kids, but I do feel like families, I'm not sure like if you're an adult, you just want to walk and see any movie that's coming out. I'm not sure if this would be it, but I think this is a good movie for kids, really solid for the family. Because again, this is a story that you've probably seen, as I said, it's very much Blazing Saddles, but has a lot of different elements from a lot of different movies. You've seen a lot of these plot points done before. But the voice cast and actually the characters are very fun to watch. I really liked Hank, voiced by Michael Cera. Helped that Michael Cera voice. So I think for us people who've seen Michael Cera and stuff like Superbad and Scott Pilgrim, there might be a lot of comedy just hearing his voice in a kind of a PG animated movie like he did with Lego Batman, being Robin. He's just a lot of fun. He's a very fun voice. Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Jimbo, is kind of the mentor figure. They have a pretty solid relationship. The relationship that really got me, it was probably the best part of the movie, was this relationship between Hank and this character named Amiko, was voiced by Kylie, hopefully I'm saying her name right, Kowalka, who, in the movie, she plays Michelle Yeoh's daughter. They have a really essential relationship, which is one of the key reasons why Hank wants to help out this town. Don't get into spoilers, but their dynamic was actually, for me, the strongest aspect of the movie. And again, it's a very fun, sympathizing, empathetic lead character. He has a lot of flaws to himself. He's trying to become the samurai. And he's also a dog in a movie. Again, it could sound super dude, but it's filled with cats, and the cats don't like the dogs. he's like in the opening scenes, like about to go to prison, and then he gets this opportunity to be the samurai of this town. Um, for maybe some not good reasons from Ricky Gervais's character, but I really liked Michael Cera in the movie, and I really did care about Hank's journey, which is I think what the movie is trying to do. As I said, is very. I actually like the animation a lot. It's very different from most animated films you'll see all year. I don't think it's the top tier, best looking animated film you'll see all year, but because I watch so many anime movies, I do look out for that unique animation. This movie definitely has some different types of animation, especially when it goes into some flashback scenes in the first act of the movie, when it shows flashbacks of how Hank got here and how Jimbo got here. I thought the animation looked really cool where they were with the flashbacks. But overall, I think the animation, first of all, Hank is the strongest for me in the entire film. The town itself is a character. It's very similar, I guess, kind of same came out, obviously the day after Miss Marvel came out, but it's just cool to see a community get around a hero, and seeing that kind of, hero trying to really get in with his community. I find, again, have you seen the arc a billion times? Yes, but for kids, it's a really nice lesson to kind of learn about, which I was thinking about throughout the entire film. The action is also pretty good, especially the third act of this movie I thought was actually pretty good. It was my favorite aspect of the movie, the last like 30 minutes of the movie when the big, conflict happens between our villain and our heroes. I actually really liked, I thought it was clever, and I also thought the action was done very well. So overall, the animation looked great. I think it was a great bunch of characters that I would like to see actually continue on either a TV show or another movie. And the voice cast really supplemented that role for me. But as I said, there's definitely plenty of flaws with this movie, which hold us back from being a good movie. This movie is trying to go for a lot of jokes, some meta jokes, some, winking in the camera type jokes. And I didn't find this movie funny at all. It was movie like, I think there's like one or two jokes that got me to chuckle, and I was in a theater filled with kids and their families, and no one was really laughing during the movie. So it did feel like, not just for me, but not even the kids were kind of laughing at these jokes. So I would say 90% of the comedy, maybe even more than that, just falls flat. And when your movie heavily relies on comedy, for the film to have a spark, and you're kind of just feeling nothing as the jokes just keep flying at you, and they are flying at you at a pace it doesn't need. I'm not saying this movie shouldn't be serious, but instead of the script really focuses on getting in the jokes. And I feel like if they took a little bit more time making a more fresh and original story, instead of going just for joke, I think this movie would have been actually one of the better animated movies of the year, because the film is just not funny. As I said, for adults, there's not much to kind of take out of this movie. As I said, there's a lot of just toilet gag that keeps going on. You're like, can we just stop with toilet gags? The fart jokes are like all over the place. That is just not very funny. I think one of the biggest misfire from the character point of view is Ricky Gervais, who is his character, Igachu, is the most stereotypical mustache twirling evil villain in an animated movie. I mean, you don't care about him whatsoever. He's the villain. Once you see him on screen for the first time, they don't even hide it. He's just the villain from the start of the movie. He really has no personal attachments to any other character in the movie. And every time we keep cutting to him as he's trying to bring up this plan to get rid of this town, it just drags the movie a lot, because when we're with Hank and Jimbo on their training montage, or just Hank interacting with the community, the movie feels at least energetic. And I think the movie really dies down when it goes to our villain voiced by Ricky Gervais. It's just so underwhelming. And I think if he actually felt like a cool villain threat to the movie, and makes smarter decisions, he just has idiots around him the whole movie, and that's supposed to be played for jokes. But it just, again, as I said, it wasn't funny with all of his hooligans who are just morons. And there's also too many moron characters. There's a lot of characters that are just supposed to be dumb, and it's just too ridiculous of a movie. So it's a very familiar plot. The jokes do not work, and it's a villain that is one of the worst villains I've seen all year. But overall, guys, this is definitely better than I expected. This is not the worst movie, or even close to being one of the worst movies of the year, but it was just kind of there. It's gonna be a pretty forgettable animated film. If you like these type of animated films, to see a bunch, it'll probably fit right in the middle. It's not bad, but it's definitely not good either. Fun voice cast, voicing some pretty fun characters. Hank and Jimbo and Amiko in particular, just really fun characters to watch on screen. Because of its failed comedy and a pretty weak villain, does drive this movie down a bit. So I'm going to give Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, a 2.5 out of 5. I'm just going to go right down the middle, guys. 50% for Paws of Fury. It's funny, with all these animated films, I put this really in the same category as Minions, Rise of Gru, and Hotel Transylvania 4. Just kind of one of those forgettable animated films. It's not going to break your world, but that's my thoughts on this film. Please like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys soon with a lot of other videos, including a Netflix movie review on Saturday, a box office breakdown show coming back on Monday, and then next Thursday night, you'll have a review of Nope, the new Jordan Peele film. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon.